My course is going to introduce you to this concept called picture chords. Picture chords are chords which you can play immediately even though you've never played the chord before. You can put your hand right on it and we tell you how to do it. There's all sorts of tricks. And for example, I want to show you this A13 chord. And this A13 is a picture chord, it's got a little bit of dissonance in it. And I'm going to show you how to use it in a second. But this qualifies as a picture chord, and it's a chord that you can make in any key immediately. Now usually when you learn a chord, they say, okay, now play it in every key or run it in every key, and that's where things get a little difficult. You're like, oh my God, it's going to take me forever to memorize this chord in every key, and it's a drag, and it just is a big turnoff. But with this concept of picture chords, it's very easy. You learn the chord once, and you know it in every key, even though you've never played it in that key. So, you have this freaky looking chord, this A13, and I said, okay, here it is in A, can you play it in C? And what many people do is, okay, I'm on A, how far is C? It's up 2 steps, and they try to figure it out and move their fingers, they go like this, and they try to slide it on up like this. No, there's a better way to do that. A much better and easier way. And then you have to memorize it once you get there, so it's just a big headache. My course teaches you picture chords. Here is that A chord. Now how do you play this chord in any key? It's a picture chord. You look at the chord, and all this chord is whatever key you want to play it in, you look, all you do is surround the note. You surround it by whole steps. Here's A, it's surrounded like this, and then you add another layer of surrounding to it by a whole step and a half step on the bottom. There, you've got the chord. So it's easy for you to surround any note. Here I just surrounded the A, separated by, a whole step on each side. So you can actually just visually look at the keyboard and you can surround any note. Go ahead and surround that E. Here it is. You just surrounded it. Okay, the E's in the middle here, you surrounded it and left a note in between on each side. Go ahead and surround the A. You just surrounded the A. Surround the A flat. There, you just surrounded that. So you know how to surround it. Now you just add another layer around it of just surround it again, except on the bottom you surround it by a half step below, but on the top you surround it by a whole step. So you surround it, if you wanted to play an A flat 13, surround it, there it is. Surround it at this layer, a half and a whole. There, you got an A flat 13. Now say, okay, let's do it again. You've never played this chord before. By the time I say the name of the chord, you've already hit it. Now say you had to play an E13. Surround it, half step, whole step. There it is. You surrounded the E, you put the half on the bottom and a hole on the top. You're on the chord. So you didn't do that sliding up, sliding down. You didn't even memorize it. You've never played that chord before, and you just put your hand right on it. Let's play a C13. Go ahead, surround the C, half step, whole step. There you are. You're on the C13. Very easy. Like I said, you've never played the chord before. You didn't memorize it, but you know how to play it now because it's a picture chord. There are lots of picture chords in my course, and you're going to learn how to create them, and you're going to forget that whole concept of transposing, figuring out how far it is, sliding up and down the keyboard. That's silly. That takes too much time. There's a better way. Now, I'm going to show you how to use this particular 13 chord. In fact, in doing your 5-1 cadence, which is usually used to do like an amen, amen, 5-1, and amen. It's usually a 5-1, some kind of 5-1. Let's kind of trick that out and not use a 5 to 1, let's use a plus 5 to 1. And make that plus 5 a 13 chord. So if we're in the key of D flat, A flat is the 5, A is the plus 5, so we're going to play an A13, the plus 5 to the 1, to the D, to the 1. So we're going to play as your amen. Okay, a little bit of dissonance, and let's go ahead and resolve it. And you can stop if you want. You can stop on that 5. You know, if you want to play the full and turn it into a plus 5, 5, 1, and do something like you hear on this plus 5, stop on this dissonant A flat chord, go down to the D, and we teach you how to make these movements in the chorus and play all these dissonant intervals and how to do it and all the tricks behind it. So like I said, next time you're doing that amen, don't play the 5 to 1, play the plus 5 to 1. Play that 13 chord, and you know how to make it. Surround, double surround it. You're right on that 13. So here's how that sounds. That we're in the key of D flat. Remember, there's no A. There's no A. That's the secret to how you get all these beautiful transitions. You're playing notes that are outside of the key. A13 to the 1, to the D flat. So all of these secrets and tricks and out of scale harmonies are all described in my course, and especially those picture chords. Stop transposing. Be able to put your hand right on the chord immediately, even though you have never ever played it. Let's go ahead and put our hand right on the F13. Surround the F, drop down a half, a hole on top, you're done. Easy. I didn't have to do that sliding up, sliding down, or how far is it, or calculations. I just put my hand right on it, even though I've never played it before. The details behind this are in the course. Get the whole course. You won't be disappointed. There's a money-back guarantee if you're not satisfied. God bless and enjoy.